Hi everyone, good afternoon and welcome to our science lesson for today. So yesterday you did an amazing job at learning about some of the features of our animals, didn't you? So we're going to further our learning on a little bit today by thinking about all of the animals that we know and other animals that perhaps we don't know yet but are in the world, and thinking about what groups they might belong to. So I'm just going to share my PowerPoint with you so that we can see what we're learning today. Right, so today we're going to learn to know which animals belong to which animal group. So we're in our understanding stage of our know part of our learning. So we need to be able to explain what the 6 animal groups are. So we need to still be able to remember that. We need to be able to research which animals go into which group. And then when we've done our research, we need to be able to place the animals into the correct group based on what we have found out. So first of all, let's recap our 6 animal groups, because do you remember we've just said our first success criteria, we need to explain what they are. So pause the video, see if you can write down the 6 animal groups. Off you go. Right, shall we see if you got them all? So they are fish, mammals, reptiles, birds, insects, and amphibians. Congratulations if you got all 6 of those. Well done. Now, like I said yesterday, we learnt about the features of these animals, didn't we? So what they all have in common. So let's see, where you wrote down the word fish, can you now write down one of the features of a fish? Pause the video, off you go, write it down. I wonder what you wrote. I wonder whether you wrote that your fish has gills. Did you write that your fish, they all live in water? I wonder what you wrote. Right, next one, mammal. Oh, can you think of something that a mammal, every mammal has, a feature of a mammal? Pause the video down and write it down next to your word mammal. Off you go. Right, let's have a think then. Mammals. So I wonder whether you wrote down that they have lungs. Did you write down that they give birth to their young, perhaps? I wonder what else you wrote down. Did you write down that they have fur or hair, or maybe that they are warm-blooded? I wonder. Well done if you wrote down any of those. You can always check back with your work from yesterday, can't you, to see if you were right. Okay, reptiles then. Can you write down next to the word reptile one thing that is a feature of a reptile? Pause the video, off you go. Right, reptiles. I wonder if you said they have claws. Did you say that they use the sun as their source of heat, perhaps? Did you say that they laid eggs, or maybe that they have scales, or perhaps that they are cold-blooded? Well done if you wrote one of those down. Okay then, birds. So next to where you wrote the word birds, can you write down one feature of a bird? Off you go, pause the video now. Right, birds. I wonder if you wrote down that they've got a beak but no teeth. Did you perhaps write down they've got 2 legs? Maybe that they've got feathers, perhaps. Maybe that they lay eggs and that they're warm-blooded. I wonder. Super. Right. Insects. Oh, have a think. Insects. What makes an insect an insect? Can you write down next to your word insect the one feature of an insect? Pause the video now. Off you go. I wonder what you wrote. Did you write that perhaps they have 6 legs? Did you write that down? That's a really good one to identify an insect, isn't it? Because they have so many legs. Fantastic. Right. Last one then, amphibian. Can you write down next to where you've written the word amphibian, can you write one feature of an amphibian? Pause the video now, off you go. Brilliant. I wonder whether you wrote that they live on land and in water. Very clever animals. Maybe you wrote that when they're young, they have gills. Maybe you wrote that their skin is nice and moist. Or that there's one type of amphibian that if it gets injured, it will grow back, the salamander. Super, well done. Right then, we've now recapped what we've learnt previously. Let's move on to what we're going to do today. So, we are going to now find some animals and see which group they belong to. So, I would like you to write yourself out a bubble map. So it's going to have in the middle types of animals, and then all around the edge, you're going to have each animal group. So pause the video now and draw yourself a bubble map like mine, but make sure you've got plenty of room around each bubble because we're going to add to our bubble map. Off you go. Well done. Right, so it's time for you guys to be science detectives. I have got here 3 different websites for you to do some research on. So I would like you to use these websites to find some animals and work out what group they are in. Let's have a look together if I show you at one of the websites. So here we go. We have got one of the websites, which is the BBC Bitesize website. And on here, look, oh, there's a video all about amazing amphibians. I bet if you were to watch that, you would see lots of animals that could go around your amphibian bubble. Oh, look, birds. I bet if you watched that one, you'd be able to find lots of different birds to put around your birds bubble. So there's loads and loads of different videos there. So you need to research which ones are the best ones to watch. For example, you probably wouldn't want to watch about animal eyes. That's not going to help you. You need to look for the videos that have got our animal group names in. Brilliant. So when you are doing your research, what I would like you to do is to fill in your bubble map, and off of each of your animal group names, can you then write the animals that you find fit into that animal group? So look, you can see on mine, by mammals here, I found that a giraffe is a mammal. Reptiles, I found an iguana is a mammal. Insects, I found a ladybird is a mammal. Amphibians, I found frogs are amphibians. Sorry, iguanas are reptiles, ladybirds are insects, frogs are amphibians, and then here, birds, that a swan is a bird, and here that goldfish is a type of fish. So when you do your research, add to yours. Now, I've only added one. I would love it if you could fill your bubble map full of different animals, as many as you can fit in. Okay, so pause the video now. Have a look at these 3 websites. What information can you find out about which animals go into which group? Off you go. Right, last thing for us to do, as always, we're going to reflect. So remember, our outcome is that we're making our video in the style of David Attenborough to be able to find an animal and describe it in a mini documentary. So what have we learnt today that's going to help us to be able to describe those animals? And then resilience. How have you shown resilience? Sometimes research requires lots of resilience. For me to find those 3 websites for you, I had to try to find ones that were really good, that had all the information we needed. So I had to show resilience and to keep trying to find the right websites. So it might be for you that when you were on the websites, you had to use resilience to make sure that you could find the correct information, because there was lots of other information that wasn't relevant to our task. So do your reflection. How are we working towards our outcome today? And how have we shown resilience? Well done. Wow, what an amazing science lesson. I have learnt so much about the different animals and what groups they go into. So I wonder if you can send to your teacher all of your bubble map full of all your animals that you have found out, because I just know that we're all so excited to see them, and you might teach us something new because we might not have heard of some of the animals that you have researched today. So have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.